they were never gonna vote for her. She got put into a situation where, yes, I think the percentage of black men might have went up like 4 or 5%, but them niggas was lost anyway. They wouldn't have voted for Biden or whoever. Like them niggas, they gone.
The other part about too is that, and obviously there's others. There was Democrat, Republican. What was the other ones that were on the
Green Party and
Libertarian.
Right. So
and I forgot Cornel.
Yeah. So what I'm saying, I guess I'll say that to say, like, when you break down the numbers of what was, like, you know, the voting numbers, right? Not saying you should take away those parties because people actually believe in those parties, but I was also surprised about how many people voted on those parties, and if those votes could have been like, you know what.
She still would have lost.
She still.
You think so?
Jill Stein was.
Because each of those parties were like 500,000 something votes.
Yeah, but
when it counted. I'll take that back.
Oh, and I hate to say it, a big chunk of those would have probably just went Republican. Like, I'm being real. Like, those parties do not align with the Democratic. Like, they're not progressive or liberal. Like, they're not.
It was a clean sweep though. Like,
oh no, listen, I cannot complain about nothing. Because I'm no better than them when Biden won. But I'm also the type of motherfucker, fuck around and find out this is what you wanted. So don't be complaining. In 2 years when the midterms come and y'all bills are still high and motherfuckers, either Samsung is making less TVs or TVs high as fuck. Buy your TV now for Black Friday, goddammit.
But you know what's crazy is it's like I wonder, did people even see it like that? Because but it's my thing though, right? So you broke down the politics, like, nigga. If nobody knew about how this shit works, right, prior to this show, how many minutes we in right now? Like 20 minutes?
No, 20. Exactly.
20. Yep. In 20 minutes, you probably broke down the election better than what I've seen even on fucking TV. So shout out to you for that. But I say that to say, to a motherfucker who lives in rural, southern, whatever, right? Missouri country, whatever, right? They probably ain't even focused on what that looks like.
They don't believe in facts, and this is the problem.
That's what I'm saying.
They don't believe in facts.
That part.
They live in a world where Trump says something and they just take it at face value. Trump didn't come out and say that China was going to pay the tariffs, but he alluded to it to make people who don't understand tariffs believe. And his surrogates are worse. The Joe Rogans, the Elon Musk, because Elon know the difference. Like, that's the big part his surrogates know. Yeah. When economists come out and look at both people's plans and say, this plan is going to raise the deficit, it's going to raise inflation, it's going to raise costs, and you say that's fake news, there's no fact I can give you.
And that's what I'm saying. And that's the scary part. That's what I'm saying. Like
there's nothing I can say.
Sleepy could have been like literally at every poll breaking down what he just did for 20 minutes so eloquently, right? Like eloquently, like, listen, if you have a question, talk to Sleepy. Come. I'm gonna wake you up real quick. Like, come to sleep, I'll wake you up, type shit, right?
But I've always had this theory from what you were saying about education. I think that's what are dumbing down the idea of, like, not going to college. But the college degree will be worth something again because their children's degrees don't mean as much because everyone's getting educated. So if you dumb down everyone, now the college degree is worth more.
Whoa. It's way more sinister.
Oh, you think so?
An educated voter is more likely to vote progressive or liberal. That's right. Because they understand how economics and things work. They don't want college to matter because colleges over time have become more liberal. Because as you continue to go, and they don't want that. They don't want us to learn stuff in school. Yeah, because learning stuff in school will wake you up. They don't like woke. So if you teach me about the history of America as a white man, and I have what they would call white guilt, and I want to be better, that doesn't serve their mission. Yeah, they want us dumb. They want, like, if you ever seen? It was a movie way back in the day where, like, America ended up being like crazy dumb. That's what Republicans want. They want their kids to get good educations because they're like, J.D. Vance went to a great school.
He go to Yale or something.
But then he'll say something like, you don't need college.
Right, that's what I'm saying. But all the people that are saying that all got like multiple degrees.
Yeah. And their kids all are going to get multiple degrees. Yeah. But their base, they want their base dumb. If their base is dumb and gullible and listen and believe everything they say, facts don't matter. Because
but you know what's crazy, but then when you look at it, like, right, so, and correct me if I'm wrong, right, places like California or like far East Coast with like the New Yorks and the Philadelphias, etc. Kamala won those states, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
that's more of a what you would. I guess
popular vote though, which is the crazy part.
That's the crazy part. That is crazy. That's wild. That's wild to me.
Oh, they're still counting like the West Coast.
But that's what I'm saying. But that's crazy work.
No.
Because most time, like you know.
But you got to think about it this way. She is a black woman.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Running for president against a white man.
And when it comes down to it,
I will push back.
We're still minorities.
Oh yeah, but I'm gonna play devil's advocate here a little bit for y'all, just to spice it up a little bit. You're gonna be the first.
Racist.
Yeah, 100%. But I'm saying, what do we always say? If you're gonna be the first one to do it, you got to come in a certain way, right? Could it be said that she had too many stains on her? If that makes sense. Whatever, good or wrong. Because you got to think about Barack came in there, he only had the should right thing. That was the only thing they could get him on for real. So you can't really, you're going to be the first like Jackie Robinson. You had to come in, he had to keep it clean. The thing about I'm just saying the first black person or the first woman has to come in. And I know that's unfair as hell.
But I will say this. She's not the first black person or woman to run.
No, surely.
So Hillary, like other women have already taken that hit. Yeah. She ain't the first.
Right,
she's not the first black person or the first woman.
Right. But from an aspect when you talk about being vice president,
her stains ain't shit compared to his stains.
But the thing about it is though, but let's say perception is reality, right? When it comes down to it, it's literally what's happening? It's literally a black woman versus a white man, and I think like what you said when you talk about
white
racism,
women weren't going. They weren't. White people were not voting for her.
Well, I'm just talking about when you had the choice to choose between a white man or a black woman, and then it's unfortunate that everything that you just talked about eloquently would not go into the thought process of a lot of Americans who voted, and that's the scary part because you don't think about the ramifications of what's to come after this individual leaves office. Like he talking about trying to do a third term, like silly shit. You see what I'm saying? And like when it comes down to it, like again, Sleepy, you could break this shit down to 1 + 1 + 1 + 1, right? And the motherfucker would be like, I still see 25. Like, you know what I'm saying? And that's the scary part about it.
I would think that most of the people who watch this podcast don't lean that way.
I mean, yeah, so but I'm talking about I'm talking about overall.
I wish I could sit in a room of rural. Oh, I said that word semi-right. I'm amped up right now.
Your mental couldn't take that, bro. Your mental could not take that. Yeah. Being in a room, but answering all the questions. I mean, I get it. I get it though.
And they would listen.
Yeah.
It would have to be a situation like a black white supremacist. Remember Clayton Bixby from Dave Chappelle?
Yeah.
Like, because nothing I would say backed up with facts. I could pull out
keep going.
I could pull out
with that. Yeah.
I could pull out the bill that
it's not gonna matter.
The current.
It wouldn't matter.
It wouldn't matter. They don't even know.
That's the scary part.
That Biden didn't even get an economics plan in because Trump's don't end to 2025.
That part.
Like how can
and even again, even if you broke it down like you broke it down, the fact of the matter is they were gonna pull whatever surface reason they could to not vote for Kamala
because
Harris.
Trump, and we're gonna get off this soon and get on some more happier stuff.
I mean,
but Trump goes to his baser instincts. Mm-hmm. Nobody wants to be replaced. Mm-hmm. And if you've been the majority and you've been in control, always, here in America at least, and other races and people that used to be slaves or second-class citizens or immigrants or whatever, because they like immigrants from Europe, mm-hmm. they just don't like immigrants from other places.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So, because they look like them, there's a commonality. People tend to hang out around people with the same values. Mm-hmm. But America was built on the back of immigrants and slaves and the disenfranchised.
And that's just the crazy part that is attempting to be washed off the docket. Like
they're trying to call slaves indentured servants.
It was just like it's almost as if I would love to ask someone who supports this idea of taking out I'm just gonna say African American history, African American culture, classes that talk about how black people got to this country, and or how people of Indian descent were wiped away from this country, or how even there was a similar slave Holocaust situation with what they did to people who identify as with a Chinese background in this country. But how you take away all that, I'd love to have a conversation and be like, so how does that look to you? Like, how does that look to you when you talk about the museum in DC, right? And all of the accolades and the beautiful description of how they break down how black people came from slavery to the top, and they literally start you at the bottom because they're like, we came from the bottom and now we're up here, right? What say you to something like that? Is that just for size? That's just a story? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, that's the scary part about it. And again, you can break it down. No. 1 + 1 is what happened with this, and then the motherfucker they don't want to hear that shit go be like, yeah, but it's still 50.
So
What's up, y'all?
For patriotism and for this stuff to work, they don't want to show the bad. America needs to be a beacon of hope and be good in their eyes.
Then what's the Statue of Liberty for?
Because that keeps them in power.
Right. And I'm not saying to challenge what you saying. But I'm saying that
those were for Europe. Those were for European.
No, I get it. But I get that. But again, for the people who are surface, or for the people who are voting based off what they see, right? You talking about sheer images. Like, it's scary to think that someone would see all of that, understand all that, read everything that was written about the history of America, and you just look past that. You see what I'm saying? So yeah, it's just a scary observation.
I'm gonna put it to you like this: imagine you are a 70-year-old farmer, and you have watched TV go from. Is
this farming to be black or white?
No.
Or does it matter?
I'm just asking. He's white.
No. I just didn't understand. You know what I'm saying? The story is a sleepy story. Sleepy time.
No. I'm gonna just make it. I'm gonna take it to its base level.
You know what I'm
You're a 70-year-old farmer, or you worked for a factory or some shit like that. Whatever, white guy. And you get off work, and you would go home and watch Andy Griffith. You would go home and watch The Honeymooners and shit like that. And as time has gone on, the Jeffersons came on. Now Martin is on. Now Basketball Wives is on.
Freshly, yeah.
Like, no, I'm just saying.
Yeah, the build up of different shows.
The America that you love is not the America that exists today. Yeah. In your eyes. You want apple pie and a black man knew his place. Yeah, I could speak to the milkman, but he know at the end of the day I could call him boy.
Yep.
And they don't want their kids to learn that they used to be that way.
Yeah.
That's the difference. If your kids knew before you could indoctrinate them that you used to be that way, your kids would look at you differently.
Daryl loaned me a check for this, so I need y'all to start supporting the watching. You know what I'm saying? If you like what you see, you know what I'm saying, mess with us. Scroll up, see what you like. He'll have the subjects listed. But yeah, Daryl, cut my check.